What's up, guys?
What is going on? And we're here again.
Episode 8.
I can't believe we're already at episode 8.
It's going by so quickly.
Man, time flies when you're having fun.
Last week was a really, really good episode with Adam. If you guys missed it, go back and listen to the episode on websites.
It's a must. It is a must. Go do it.
So this week, we are going to be talking about ordering your business cards. And we're going to be talking about your social media accounts. Social media,
The scary social media.
Scary social media. We're going to help you navigate through those waters.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to be talking about networking events.
Yes. All important aspects of growing a successful business.
Stay tuned.
Let's go.
The Business Project Podcast.
Business can be complicated.
We break it down so regular people like us
Can understand and find success. I'm John Crespo, accountant and consultant.
I'm Casey Bryant, marketer and event planner.
If you run a business,
Or want to run a business.
welcome to the show. So this is a good week where we're actually executing some steps in the pathway that we're following towards business success, where we know the importance of having a business card, creating the social media, and attending networking events. Believe it or not, business cards are important.
They are. And you can do this even before you launch your business. So even if you're not launched and ready to go yet, create some excitement about what you're doing. And I know of a local restaurant here, coffee shop, pizza shop, and even before they opened, they had like 10,000 followers on Facebook.
That's amazing.
It created some amazing hype. And so that way when they opened, they sent out their grand opening thing and they were slammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can do this even beforehand.
You can build the excitement. And I think that the business card piece of it, if you go back to our episodes, the one on branding, where we had to match the color and everything, that's a good time to say, okay, now I know how my business card is supposed to look. And not only that, but it's not just the traditional business cards that are out there, but there's also some type of electronic cards that people can use, which are kind of weird.
I use Hi Hello as an electronic one. I know there's a couple different apps out there for business cards. And I like it a lot because you can just send your electronic business and you can create several different kinds. I have several different businesses, and so it doesn't confuse them because you can send them the one that goes with the business that you're doing. And yeah, it's really cool. So you can
have multiple on that app?
Mm-hmm. Multiple business cards.
You know what I like about what I've heard, because I haven't used one yet, but I'm going to play on Casey's experience here on the electronic business card, is not only does it put like the basic business card information that a traditional one has, but it'll put your social media information, your website, like all that stuff, and you can just click on it. But how does somebody get it from? How do you transfer that information? Like, how do you give it to somebody? You
can send it as a text message. You could send it as an email. You just share it with them, and they give you their information, and they get it. I usually do it as a text message. So, like, you share, and then you put their phone number in, and then you also get their phone number, which is nice, too. When you hand out a business card, you don't get typically, the other person's. A lot of times you don't get their information, so.
That's good to know. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really depends on your taste. If you want to go the traditional route, you can get business cards done at varying sites online, or go to your local print shop that can help you with some business cards. But you follow the branding model because you want consistency, right?
Yeah, they have to match your branding guide. The logos need to be the same. The colors need to be the same. And you need to have a professional headshot on your business card, because that automatically, when somebody picks that up, they think, oh, this is who this was. They put the face with the name. So you always want to have not a selfie in your bathroom, a very nice professional headshot.
Love it. That is true. That does go a long way. You want people to recognize your face and keep that. Yeah, I like that.
I think having both is good. Getting both printed business cards and digital ones, because I think that there's different different types of people like different types of things. I personally like getting paper business cards. If I get a digital one, it's going to get lost in the 5 bazillion messages that I have, and then I get frustrated because then I'm like, where was it? I got to go find it. But some people like that. I like paper cards. I'm like, give me a paper one. I still have a traditional Rolodex. Is that what they're calling them? Your business cards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Yep.
I'm a mixture of both. I like old school and new school. It would be cool. I don't know if there's one out there, but if they had an app that you can store the electronic business cards you get in. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you can have one location to store all that stuff?
Mm-hmm. You take a picture of the paper business cards, and it puts it in your little app.
There you go. Look at that. They think of everything.
Another way, I don't know for you Android users how it works, but for us Apple people, I know you can create a profile for yourself on your iPhone and put all of your information in there. And then it's actually very much like Hi Hello. You just share that with whoever you're trying to share your information with. And then it saves your picture and all of your information under their contacts.
Nice. I don't know if we have that in Android. Got to check.
Yeah.
We probably do.
Something to look into.
There's an app for that.
Yes. Yeah. So what do you feel about getting different shaped business cards? Do you feel like that makes a difference? You can get square ones or bigger ones or long ones. They have all different kinds of shapes now.
I would say it depends on the business. Like if you want to, if the brand that you're creating for your business has like different shapes associated with it or different color looks and stuff like that, then the business card should follow that model, right? Back to the consistency piece. Mm-hmm. If not, then go the traditional route. But I would say keep it consistent with your branding. So if the branding entails changing up colors and shapes, then do it.
That's a good point. I personally am not a fan of the square ones.
Yeah.
They fit weird in my wallet and they get all bent up and they don't go in my Rolodex.
Yeah.
So not a square.
You got a round Rolodex?
Yeah, I need to get a square one. But yeah, I think you're a great point. If your brand is like funky and artistic, then maybe getting different shaped business cards would fit your brand.
Consistency is key. Stick with your branding.
Mm-hmm. And what do you feel like because there's also better quality business cards, there's different paper, types, there's rounded corners. Do you feel like any of that makes a big difference?
I do. I think quality is important. You don't want to get those business cards that bend easy, that's just easily destroyed. You want to make sure you get a good quality business card, something that will last a little bit longer. And the hope is that people keep it and they can always refer to it when they need it and it's not destroyed by the time they get to it again.
Yeah, and while we're talking about this topic, we could talk about the other part of it too. When you get business cards from other people, creating a system to keep track of that, because those are important relationships that you're building in your business. And every single person that you meet out in the wild is a potential to make a sale and to help you grow your business. And if you're just getting those business cards and, throwing them in the corner and never looking at them again, it's not doing you any justice.
I agree. There should be a follow-up process. So you're getting a business card because you met someone. So wherever you met them, and I think we'll touch on that today as well on the networking side, but you met that person. So you want to make sure that you follow up so that you can continue the communication, build a relationship, continue the networking, and all that stuff that can potentially help your business.
Yeah. Why don't we go ahead and get into networking?
Let's do it.
Because that's one of the topics. We're going to go on a quick break, and then we're going to talk about networking.
This is going to be good. We'll be right back.
We'll get back to the show in just a minute. First, we'd like to tell you about thebusinessproject.com. This is a one-stop shop to help you grow your business. We're just getting started, and as one of our very first subscribers, you can join now for just $19 a month, which will give you unlimited access to a growing library of videos on topics like branding, marketing, social media, and much more. See you there.
And we're back. Did you miss us?
I missed us.
I did.
They missed us.
Man, this is so good.
Because they're excited to learn about networking.
I'm telling you, another important part of growing your business. People hate networking. people that are introverts,
Yes.
like
Certain
myself.
people. Some people either love it or
Right.
they hate it.
Yes.
It's just like the accounting versus the creative process.
Yes.
There's one or another. There's nobody in the middle that's like, networking's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Very true. But it's a necessary evil. So
Very much so.
it's something that should be incorporated in your business process, in your business planning, in your marketing to grow your business. Because if you really want to be successful, you got to do it. It's all about who you know.
And we all see those businesses that open up and they get in their blinders on and they get in their business and they work so hard in their business that they forget to look up and create those relationships and those connections. And networking isn't just to get more business or to find more customers. It's also to create relationships with people that you can partner with.
For sure.
Networking is so valuable.
Yeah, that's key. You can't do it all yourself.
No.
You can't run your business all yourself. If you network, you find those partners that can really help you take your business to the next level. Take some load off your shoulders probably too.
Exactly. Make sure you bring your business cards, either your paper or your digital
Yes.
business cards. And make sure that when you're networking out and about. So we have a couple tips. And we have a video that's 5 things you can do to get customers for $0.
$0.
And we go into a little bit more detail on some of these tips, but make sure that when you're meeting somebody at these networking events that you're not just vomiting information. You
Yes.
want to get to know them and ask them questions, because we've all been there where you're talking to somebody and like your eyes are rolling back in your head. You're trying not to fall asleep because they're just like blah, 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 blah,
Right.
just going on and on and on. You don't want to be that person.
Right. My mother and grandmother used to tell me something when I was younger, that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, right? And the reason behind that is you should listen 2 times more than you speak. So the reason why I'm saying that, when you go to these networking events, you want the people you're meeting to speak to you. And you can then just, kind of build that relationship as a listener, someone who's really interested in what they're saying and things like that. So don't be one of those that vomit, right? Don't do that. Listen, speak your elevator pitch about yourself, be confident about your business and what you do and yourself, but also be interested in those people that you're meeting and what they're doing in their businesses.
Yeah, I think it really helps when you're networking to come up with a list of questions to ask beforehand. And you don't have to write them down, but, put them in your phone or put them in your head. But, 3 or 4 questions that you can ask people that will help you get engaged. And then make it a point to ask 2 questions before you even say anything about yourself. And I think that really helps build that relationship and get people to trust you and it helps them feel like you're genuinely interested. And hopefully you are genuinely interested and you're not just doing it just to check off the boxes, but
Right.
Be genuinely interested about the people that you're talking about. Ask them questions and listen. And I think it's going to make a huge difference when you're networking.
I love that tip about getting some questions down before going to a networking event. I mean, these are the same questions you can just take with you to every networking event. It's just stuff you want to get out of the people that you're meeting.
Yeah, like why did you start your business? How long have you been in business? What made you start your business? What are some other ones? Where are you from? Or do you know of any other networking events in this area that have been successful? I mean, there's lots of things that you can ask. And by asking these questions, sometimes you're not just learning about them, but you're learning about some other things in your community.
Yeah, I used to follow an acronym I call POGO.
POGO.
POGO means these are four things you want to get to know from the person you're speaking to, right? P is personal, O is occupational, G is goals, and then the other O is obstacles. So you can formulate your questions around a simple acronym. It helps you remember it. And then it's something that you can just kind of incorporate in your conversation so that you're really learning about the person that's in front of you.
I love that. People love to get tips too. So if it's somebody that's been in business forever and you're having this conversation with them, say, hey, what are some tips? How have you been doing that so long? What do you feel like has made you successful? And people usually love to share their information like that. So,
For sure.
Yeah.
So it's important. Networking is important. writing it down, preparation before a networking event is important. Even for us introverts, we have to be able to get out there and get to know people, because it can be great for our business. You find a partner, find some potential revenue opportunities, and it's just something that should be done and should be incorporated in your planning for the week, the month. At least 1 or 2 days a week, get out there and get to an event and speak to people.
Yeah, and create a system for following up afterwards. Don't just go to these events and spend 2 hours and then, again, like throw the business card in the corner of your office. Make sure that you have a system in place. So after every event, this is what I do. I send them a text or an email, just, hey, nice to meet you. And then I send them, 2 weeks later, some like follow up on whatever you talked about. Hey, you told me that your daughter has the flu. How's your daughter doing? Some sort of follow up. And then, maybe you ask them again out for a one-on-one coffee or something. But creating a system will help you get the most out of these relationships in this time that you spent at this networking event.
Yeah, follow-up. Having a follow-up process is huge in building a relationship. If you go to a networking event and never reach out to the people that you meet again, then what is the use? What are you getting from that? What are you giving from that? So there's ways to automate the process as well. If you have like a CRM system, there's ways to automate that, but you should incorporate a way to have a follow-up process so that you're building a relationship. That's what it's about. All
about building relationships.
Yeah, for sure.
This is great stuff. Are you guys learning anything?
I hope so, because I'm learning.
Yeah.
I've learned so much since we've gone through this, since we started, just in business in general, and that I've looked at my own business and said, okay, what can I incorporate? What can I change to make my business more successful and continue to grow? So I hope it's doing the same for you.
We want to hear from you guys too. If you have any questions about anything business related, we're doing this for you guys. It's not for us.
Right.
We're doing it for you. And so we want to hear from you. Feel free to write us a message or go over to the community. If you sign up for any of the courses on thebusinessproject.com, even the 2 free ones that we have available right now, which are 5 things you can do to get more customers for $0, or the 28 steps to launch your business checklist. They both come with printable PDFs, things to follow. Then, or if you purchase one of our courses or a subscription, then you get put in the community, which we are just launching, and you can connect with us there. You can ask each other questions. You can brainstorm in that forum, and it's just a great way to connect with other business owners.
So get out there, check out thebusinessproject.com, join the community. Let's support each other in our growth. And yeah, like Casey's saying, ask those questions, because there's probably someone out there that might have the answer, has a similar question to that can utilize the help.
Yeah, this business project isn't just a podcast. It's not just a podcast. It's not just a website. John and I personally meet with businesses every week. We just see so many that are just don't know the fundamentals. And
right.
And so we're like, hey, let's give them the fundamentals so they can be successful.
For sure.
Yeah.
So when we come back, we're going to talk about social media.
Social media. Ooh. We'll be back.
Yeah, good stuff.
The 5 things that you can do to get business for $0. These are some marketing tips just for you.
I need more income.
I need more customers.
I'm just getting started. I've been in business for a while and I need fresh ideas.
People just don't know about my business.
I don't know what to do.
If you are a business owner on a budget and any of these questions have crossed your mind, we've got 5 things that you can do to bring in more business without spending a penny. Plus, you can hold yourself accountable with a free printout included with the video. It's time to get off the sidelines and take some action. Check out this free video today.
And we're back.
We're back. Over the break,
Yes.
we got a package.
This is so cool.
These are so fun.
Look at these.
And they're square. We're laughing. They're not business cards, though. They're little flyers.
Right, but we wanted to use this as an example of when you're creating a business card, the kind of stuff that you can have on it and the quality.
Yes, this quality is fun. It's really good.
And there's this QR code. Who knows what a QR code is out there?
Everybody knows since COVID. Most people
That's
since
true.
COVID.
Everything
COVID really
was like
made
QR.
them popular. Yeah.
Well, you can actually use it for your business now. Mm-hmm. You can have your website to your business embedded in a QR code. You can get those free and incorporate that in your business cards.
Yep. Just go Google QR generator.
Yeah.
And you put your website in there, and it'll give you a little image to put on your cards.
And
Makes
we'll put
it
an
so
example
easy.
in the show notes.
Yeah.
Get you to a QR generator place. Get you some QR codes. But look at that. See, quality. Look at this. I'm showing you all the cameras.
And the 5,000 cameras. Yeah, front and back is always good too. Give them some more information.
Yeah.
Why just use the front when you have the whole back too?
Very cool. Very cool.
All right, social media.
How many social media sites are there today?
A bazillion.
Right?
And there's more growing every week.
Feel like every day there's
Yeah.
there's a new one that comes up. It's crazy. Some of them may benefit your business, some of them may not. I think it's important to know which one is which. Right? So you have TikTok out there now, which is very video-y, that a lot of the young generation is on, but I'm starting to see businesses advertise on there. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. The list goes on.
YouTube. Is
How
that
does someone
considered
take
social
advantage of
media? Yeah, it is considered, I think, social media.
YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. It's all overwhelming. I think that businesses get really overwhelmed when they get to this part of launching because there are so many and because it changes so much. I mean, when we first started the business that I'm currently working outside of the business project, it was a totally different world 5 years ago. Social media. There was Facebook and Instagram really were the two most popular that almost everybody was on, and they weren't connected at the time. So now they're both owned by the same company. They were owned by different companies. And if you were a business and you posted on Facebook and people followed your business, they saw your posts. Mm-hmm. So you say you want to follow a business or a person, and you would go to your main thread and you would see their posts. But in the last 5 years, less and less and less and less people that say that they want to see your content are not seeing your content.
Because they want you to pay for it.
They do.
They want you to buy ads.
They need to monetize, right? They need to make money.
That's right.
And I think now it changes so much. I think it's 3% of the people that follow you. So it went from 100% to 3%.
Wow.
Actually see your content. So it becomes more challenging. And same with TikTok. It's there's this new platform that comes out, and the first people on it seem to be, some of the most successful. But as a new business, it's a whole nother platform to learn, right? You just got comfortable with Facebook or Instagram, and now you got to learn a whole new one. Yeah.
But on that aspect, I would say, as far as, just on what we've been speaking about in the previous episodes, especially in the marketing plan, is to know your audience. Because your audience may not necessarily be on TikTok, or your audience may not necessarily be on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever. So knowing your audience and kind of where they consume their information should determine where you focus when it comes to social media, right? Does that make sense?
Oh gosh, I think that's the best tip ever. That is
wow.
We can finish right now.
Pat myself on the back for that one.
Drop the mic. We're done. Because I feel like that is so important. I mean, if your target market is, 15-year-olds, and you're doing headbands or tennis shoes or whatever, then if you're spending all your time and energy learning Facebook, then you're in the wrong spot.
Very true.
Yes, but just the opposite. If your target market is, 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds, and you're spending all your energy learning Snapchat, then it's, you're wasting your time. So that is such a great point.
Right.
Yeah.
Now that you know your audience and you know where they reside, then you can go ahead and create your business profile. Now, another consistent theme that I just said the word, another topic that we've been talking about is consistency, especially in your branding. So it's important that all that information on your website, on your Google My Business, and on your social media is the same, right?
Yes. Yeah. So important. And don't feel like you have to jump in and start all of them. That's the thing too, is start one. We talk about simple, and just like when you're picking your products and services that we talked about weeks ago, pick one and get that one consistent and up and running. And when you feel comfortable with that, then you can jump into another one. Don't feel like you have to start Twitter. That's another one that we didn't mention. Don't feel like you have to start 50 different profiles on 50 different social media platforms right away and grow them. But if you're doing business to business, if you're a print company and you're printing for businesses, then probably LinkedIn is a great place to start, right?
That's a good one.
So figure out where your target market is, who your audience is, and start with one of them that fits into that category.
I love it. The one thing. So take bite sizes out of it. Yeah, start with that one. I think that's great. People try to do it all at one time, and next thing you know, you're frazzled because you don't know how, but become an expert in one and then move on to the next.
Exactly. And as you are building these things, if social media is not something that you want to spend your time on, then delegate. I mean, delegating is so important. And
so true.
Yes. And just like anything else, building your website or your HR part, your accounting, your QuickBooks, like whatever, if you're not super interested in that part of your business, then you're probably not going to do as well as somebody that is excited and passionate about that. And so once you get to a certain point, your social media is something that you can delegate out.
Most definitely. And I like the way we explained it last week when we were talking about building the website in determining when it's time to delegate, because you can start it off on your own as a small business owner. You can build a basic social media site and put a couple information out there, but it's going to get to a point where you have to determine, do I spend time posting on social media, or do I need to be out there generating business and getting to know people and stuff like that? At that point, then it's time to find someone you can delegate it to, or partner with an organization that can help you, and to continue that, because it's a major part of a business's growth still.
It is.
Right?
Another huge tip that I would say when it comes to social media. Well, so let's go back to the delegating. I have two tips. The first one was related to delegating. You have to be really careful if you are delegating not to get too disconnected from it, because I think an advantage that social media gives is an insight to you. People like to know the person behind the business. They want to get to know, like, and trust you, right? And so a lot of times if you outsource the social media part, then you lose that connection with your audience. So make sure that you figure out a way to keep that. So you still need to be engaged and involved in your social media, but not necessarily doing all the nitty and gritty details of it.
I love that. That's so true.
And the second thing that I was going to mention, very important when it comes to social media, is to use it as a way to funnel them into some of your own platforms. Don't just rely on social media as a lead generator in itself or a way to get information out there, but the whole purpose of it is to funnel them into something. So purchasing a product, giving you their email, calling your phone number. And so as you're creating your content, you don't always have to be putting that out there on every single post, but you do want to use it to gather their information for other things.
I love that. Use it as a tool, because it is. So use it as a tool to big up your other resources that you have, your website, email campaign. But you got to use it as a tool, not as your
only way
exactly.
of communicating to your people.
Love it. Good stuff.
Yeah, because what happens if Facebook shuts down and you have all your eggs in one basket and you're depending on Facebook to run your business, and that's where you get all your leads and all of your connections, and then Facebook is like, we don't want to do this anymore, peace out, then you lose all your business.
You don't want that to happen.
Nope.
That's a great tip.
I don't see that happening, but if it does, I'm just saying. You never know.
Preparation is the key. And it's a way, whether it shuts down or not, they change their algorithm like they do all the time, and then your information is not getting out there the way you want it to. You've captured that information that you're utilizing it to stay in touch, to make sure your information gets out there and what have you. Good stuff.
Exactly.
That's a great tip.
Social media.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go on and on. Social media is such a big topic, and you can go down the rabbit hole of like ads, using it. Do you pay for ads, or, what type of content do you do? How often do you post? I mean, all of that, I think it's hard to talk about that right now because it all changes so much. And so as we give you advice, it's going to be different next week.
Very true.
But that is another way or another reason that it's important to know somebody that's a professional in that, so that they can help guide you in whatever the trend is.
Very true. It's good stuff. So I hope you've been taking notes. I know I have. There's some great tips from Casey that really, really, if you put into play, will help you. So this was amazing. Another good one. They're all good. And we would love for you guys to share this podcast. So if you find it helpful, and if you know any other business owners, anybody that's thinking about starting a business, please share this podcast. We come across business owners all the time that just don't have the fundamentals, and that's why we started this, and we want to get it out to as many business owners as possible because hopefully it's helpful. Yeah. So speaking about social media and YouTube, right? Or we're on Spotify and Apple as well, but YouTube in particular, liking and sharing gets our information out there to the masses so that this can support other businesses as well. So like and share, please. True. And then come to thebusinessproject.com and join the community so that we can continue to support your business and continue to support your growth and help answer any questions that you may have. It's just, we're building that community. It's an ecosystem that we want to support our small businesses and just keep that backbone of our country strong.
Yes. All right.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you next week. What are we covering next week?
What are we doing next week?
We're week 8 this week. Next week is week 9. And we're talking about CPA, finding a CPA, finding a business attorney, and getting business licenses. This is the intimidating part. This is your wheelhouse. You'll be doing a lot of talking.
This gets deep, and there's a lot of acronyms we can throw in the next week, so tune in for sure.
See you then.
See you then.